Hi, I'm Dr. Lloyd Stegemann from the Better Way Center in Corpus Christi, Texas. What I'd like to talk with you today is why is it that only some people struggle with weight? We know today in the United States, about 70% struggle with their weight, meaning they're either overweight, obese, or severely obese. But that means 30% aren't. What is it those 30% are doing that the other 70% aren't doing? And can we get the 70% to do what the 30% are doing, and we'll no longer have an obesity problem? We have to start back to an equation that you guys have probably heard most of your life. It's called the energy balance equation. The energy balance equation says, if I eat more calories than I burn, then my body will store those extra calories as fat, and if I do that over time, I'll gain weight. It also says that if my calories in equal my calories out, my weight should stay stable. Finally, if you've ever been on a weight loss plan, you have to reduce calories, so I eat less calories, I burn more, then I should lose weight. We've all heard this equation, correct? Well, there's certainly some truth to that equation. But when we look at some numbers, it may be a little bit confusing for you. So if we look at the average caloric intake of men in the United States, it's about 3,600 calories a day, and they burn about 3,000 calories a day. For women, caloric intake is similar, but caloric burn is actually a little bit less. That means men on average are getting an extra 600 calories a day. Women on average are getting an extra 1,300 calories a day. If we do that over time, that would suggest that women should be gaining on average about 100 pounds a year, 100 plus pounds a year, and men should be gaining more than 60 pounds a year. Well, clearly that's not what's happening. In fact, if we look at the data over the last 50 years, men on average have only gained about 30 pounds over that period of time. So men in the 1960s averaged about 165 pounds. Today, they average around 195 pounds. So only about a 30-pound change over that period of time. For women, it's about 26 pounds heavier today than they were 50 years ago. Now, when you calculate that out, that's only a difference of about 5 calories a day, meaning that taking in 5 more calories than what they burn. Now, I don't know about you, but I certainly cannot calculate my calories down to 5 calorie difference every single day. What we don't talk enough about is that, yes, it is calories in and calories out, but the truth is you don't control that. Your body controls that for you through a very complex neurochemical hormonal signals that occur in the brain, in the pancreas, in the muscles, in the gut. All of that controls that calorie in, calorie out balance. And so when we eat too much, we take in too many calories, our body actually revs up the burn to try to bring that back to even. People that struggle with their weight, those who will gain significant amounts of weight over time, their body is not as good at bringing them back to even. Those of us like myself who I certainly don't eat perfectly and haven't for my entire life, but I don't gain significant amount of weight. Why? Because my body's really good at bringing me back to even. It's not me controlling it, it's my body controlling that. Well, how can we change that? How is it that we can take someone who struggles with their weight and make their body better? We can't. That's genetic. And we know today that probably somewhere on the order of 60 to 70% of weight is determined by your genetics. But those genetics alone don't cause you to gain weight. It is your genetics plus environmental factors. And that's what people who struggle with their weight have to be able to control, those environmental factors. And we know there's 5. It's what somebody eats and drinks, it's your activity levels, it's how well you manage sleep, how well you manage stress, and avoiding weight gaining medications. So it is not about fault, this is about physiology. And what we're doing with bariatric surgery is creating physiologic changes that can help reset the weight, get it to a healthier place. Then it goes back to lifestyle. If you enjoyed this video, there's more. Subscribe to the channel, and we're going to talk a lot more about the environmental factors and how we can control those to maintain our weight long term. Thank you.